Good morning, everyone. Bloggy Poncho here. Today is Tuesday. I don't know what day of the week it is anymore. February 26th. I do believe it's the 26th, and I'm weighing in at 182 pounds today. Still on page 66 of Atlas Shrugged. Didn't have time to practice juggling yesterday. Man, everything seems to always happen at once. Whenever you got a schedule, you have some days where nothing's going on, and then everything happens on one day, and these next couple of days are just awful for me. So hopefully I can still find time to start claiming all my videos because my partnership has finally gone through with Angry Poncho, which is pretty sweet. But God, this whole process has just sucked. They've been treating me like shit, man. And, like, if it was supposed to be take 10 days to get my channel partnered, it took 3 weeks. And they didn't respond to my emails for a week, and it's just wow, I really feel love, I feel like they really want me in their network, make me feel welcome and all that. And then and they told me that all my videos would automatically be claimed so that I could start monetizing them. But apparently that just didn't happen. I finally got the ability to claim videos yesterday, and it's supposed to be that all the ones you already had would automatically get claimed, but none of them did. So now I get to go through over 1,500 videos and click the little claim, check the boxes, click save on every single fucking video. So I am thoroughly piffed at TGN for not delivering on what they promised, which is pretty shitty. But anyway, my goals are going fairly well. Like I say, Atlas Shrugged is just such a slow book. I just don't have time to sit down and read. But getting up early has been going well. I got up at 6:45 today. So tomorrow will be 6:30. And I'm debating as to whether or not I want to go all the way down to 6 o'clock. I'm sort of weighing the relative benefits of it all. I think that up until 6 o'clock it might still be a good idea, but not any earlier than 6. So, I'm just sort of weighing the options here. And I'm also still trying to figure out what time would be best for getting up on the weekends, because the dining halls don't open until 8:30. I don't want to be back from my shower until 8:30. So that's when I get dressed and I want to go eat breakfast. So I wouldn't want to get up until 8. Because if I got up any earlier than that, I would go take a shower and then I'd be sitting around waiting for the dining halls to open, which is I like to get my day started right away and go. So probably going to keep getting up at 8 on the weekends, and either 6 or 6:30 during the week. I think 6 would probably be a good thing to get used to. And then it's already working. I'm already readjusting my schedule a little bit at a time. Last night at 11 o'clock, I was walking back from taking a shower because I didn't have shampoo for 3 days because I ran out and didn't have time to go to Walmart. So once I finally got some, I was I'm taking showers twice a day. It's yes, finally, I can be clean again. But I'm coming back from the shower at 11 o'clock last night, and it's just oh man, I'm tired. I could totally go to bed right now. And I'm usually not sleepy at all at 11 p.m. So my schedule must be kind of shifting up, and it probably helps that I had PE yesterday, so I had exercised. But one way or the other, things are going fairly well. So I'm looking ahead today to the weekend, this week especially. I'm looking forward to the weekend. So I want to bring to you guys on Sunday a video about Pokemon. And what I basically want to do is try and find some kind of meaningful comparison between the different types, as in the, not the species, but the actual types like grass, fire, water, in order to determine which type is best, or at least have some sort of relatively valid comparison, some kind of metric that could gauge the value of one type of Pokemon over another. And so I'm considering a whole lot of things. I wrote a program last semester that actually it just tried all pairs of Pokemon and then scored the, so basically, let me start from the beginning here. So what the program does is, first off, it makes a list of every possible type combination. So pure normal, normal water, normal fire, normal grass, normal electric, all the possible dual type pairings, included in all the single pairings, like just normal, just fire, whatever. And then it has them, each type is pitted against every other type comparison, or combination rather, every other type combination. And then the two types receive points based on which of their types can hit super effective on the opponent and if they're resisting anything from the opponent. So basically they get points, positive points for being resistant and for getting super effective hits on the enemy Pokemon. And they lose points for being weak and only getting like half or damage or a quarter damage on the enemy. And it's scaled based on whether it's doubly effective or quadruply effective. And so then I ran that whole list, and it printed out for me, basically, I sorted them in the order of score. So the highest scores would be supposedly the best type combinations. And it wasn't too surprising, honestly, what types were really the coolest to have up there. There were a lot of steel types. The Ghost Dark combination was near the top because it doesn't have any weaknesses. So I'll present more of those findings on Sunday, rather. But I also want to compare things in a little more meaningful way. So I ran this thing again, except I weighted it so that they would battle a percent, not just every other combination at least once or exactly once, because a lot of type combinations don't exist. Like until recently, normal water didn't exist, normal grass didn't exist. So we've got new Pokemon now for Gen 5 that have those, and I think Bibarel actually in Gen 4. But so comparing, a normal Pokemon to water fire type combo, like water fire doesn't exist, doesn't mean anything. So I ran it again with statistics just to make it so that it gets randomly assigned to an enemy Pokemon, and the distribution that it can be assigned to matches the distribution of what Pokemon are. So basically, if there's 13% of Pokemon are water type, there's a 13% chance that it'll battle against a water type. And if there's like a 5% chance that, like if 5% of Pokemon are grass types, there's a 5% chance it'll battle the grass type. And it did that for like 1,000 battles, and then did all the scores and recalculated who was at the top. And it was a little bit of a different list, but still fairly close. So I think that's a good metric since they both came out pretty much the same. But I also want to compare things like the base stat averages of a Pokemon type. Like, for example, Steel types have amazing defense, particularly better than other types. And then you look at Psychic type Pokemon, they typically have high special attack. So it's like, what are you looking for? Like, does that differentiate the types? Like, oh, one's clearly better than the other. And then there's I want to also compare the moves that each type has access to. So, for example, if you look at the Ghost type moves and compare them to the Fire type moves, Fire type Pokemon have access to the move Flamethrower, which has 95 base power, 100 accuracy, and a 10% chance to burn. The best move that a non-legendary Ghost type can learn is Shadow Ball, and it's got only 80 base power. I think it might actually have like a 10% chance of lowering special defense or something like that. I'm not sure. But still, so Flamethrower is 95, Shadow Ball is only 80, and those are the best moves, or at least they're comparable moves. I mean, Fire-type Pokemon even have access to Fire Blast and Blast Burn and things above that. But Flamethrower is the highest move that has 100% accuracy, and Shadow Ball is actually literally the most powerful move that a non-legendary Ghost type can learn. So it's like, well, their power is capped like way below the power of Fire types. So like clearly there's some kind of comparison there to say, oh well, maybe these Pokemon are not made for attacking. Maybe like a Ghost type Pokemon is more likely to know Confuse Ray or something like that. But then you come back and say like, well, there are Fire types that can learn Confuse Ray, like Ninetales can learn Confuse Ray and Will-O-Wisp. So it's going to be interesting to try and compare which types have which access to which kinds of moves and how that comes together. Like, for example, grass types typically have lower base power on their moves, but with things like Mega Drain and Giga Drain, the damage that they're doing is coming back to them as regenerating health. So that's what I'm going to work on this week after all my tests and things are done. And then hopefully I'll be able to present a meaningful list of the 17 types in the order of awesomeness. So that would be cool to have. Anyway, I'm not gonna ramble on anymore. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow morning.